Yeah, yeah. Well, we started writing that at Vader, didn't we?
We had the idea before Vader, but the guitar line
Yeah,
was the vocal melody at one point.
yeah. Because you had that line in your head, and you thought, okay, I've got a cool vocal melody, and we was trying to work on that. Then Dan just went, I don't think it's a vocal melody. I think it's a guitar riff, and we put it on the guitar, and it just worked. Everything else just clicked into place.
Yeah.
And we just kind of worked on it, and it was a quick process. Once we had that riff cemented, it was just kind of worked it out, and it just all fell into place, really.
But that was all it took, was to take that melody line and put it onto guitar, and then that set up the vibe for the whole track, because the fuzzy guitars, the big bass line, once that was in there, like you say, it just started taking shape.
Yeah, and I love the fact that how the music sounds the music is upbeat. It's a very upbeat riff. It's the rhythm's upbeat, and you kind of just want to move. But the lyrics are pretty dark, and it has that great contrast of the lyrics are battling with the song, and it takes you in one place and it takes you in another, and then that's why I love about it personally, and I'm pretty proud how it turned out, really.
But it is literally I think it's pretty much all of our favourite songs.
Yeah. And for me, that's the reason. It's that contrast between the lyrics and the music. It's just awesome. I think positive. Generally, a lot of our fans are really liking it, which is great. Like you said with the previous question, we were kind of thinking about, okay, how are people going to accept this? But they've really took to it. And I think with this album, we've pushed the boat out, yes, but our core sound is there. We haven't completely, changed who we are and changed what we're about. Like, we're always going to be a band that has guitars, that has riffs, that has a heavy element to it. So I think we've kept that. We've just expanded on it. And I think our fans have seen that and they've embraced that, which, I think is cool. And, so far, everything's been positive, which is great.
Yeah, for sure. We really wanted to push the boundaries with this album. We wanted to take risks, and just put stuff out there that we haven't really done before. Experiment with new sounds, especially with my voice and the electronic parts and things like that. I feel as though we've really stepped it up and pushed the boundaries for sure.
Well, I think the bar's been raised everywhere, hasn't it? Mm-hmm. So it makes sense to bring that to the live show, and we're going to do it as best we can on as little budget as possible. No, we've been thinking about different elements that we can bring to the live show. We want it to be, more exciting, more engaging, more interactive for the audience. But I just feel that this record is going to bring energy to our live shows, because we've got that dynamic range now on a record. So I feel as though this record, we actually sound more like the live band version of Stonebroken than we ever have done. So I think it's going to translate really easily into live. We've tested a few songs live already, and they've gone down really well. It's going to be even better when people know the words. They've got the record to listen to, and they come to a show knowing lyrics, and you can kind of like pinpoint the parts in songs already. That it's the bit where you just hold out the mic and let people take over. The record's full of those moments.
I think the hardest part of this tour coming up is what songs do we actually put in the set list, and
which ones don't we put in?
Exactly. Yeah, that's going to be the toughie.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. It's a good point. I mean, like, I've definitely got my favourite live track from this record, and that's The Devil You Know. Just because it's so full of energy, it sounds massive. Because like we've got all the fuzzy guitars. We've never used that live. We've never had that sound on stage, and like you can feel the rumble under your feet. So yeah, I feel as though it's going to be easy to translate into live. We just need to match that with our own kind of endurance, because you know, I mean, we haven't been on the road like for an extended period of time for quite a while, but I'm sure like the fans and our adrenaline will get us through every single show, and at the end of it, we'll just pass out and. And then just look back on eat ice cream. We'll just look back on what an awesome time that was, because it's been so long since we've been able to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be emotional. Like the first show, I think I'm going to be a nervous wreck, and probably halfway through the set, I'm probably going to get emotional.
Just like randomly halfway through, like your chin just starts going.
Yeah, like, where's the drums?
Robin's just there like.
This is the greatest.
Can we get some drums?
But I think every band's in the same position right now. They've missed touring. I think when you're in a band, and all you do is tour, and then all of a sudden you don't tour, it feels like there's a part of your actual life missing.
Well, that's the main thing of being in a band is playing live. Really, that's the bread and butter. You know, that if you're a good live band, that your career will be long. And when that big aspect is just taken away from you, it's like, wow, it's like the rug's been pulled out from under your feet, kind of thing. You just don't know what to do or what to do with yourself. So, yeah, it'd be awesome to get back out and do what we do, hopefully, and we'll all remember how to play.
Yeah,
how to do it.
That's the other thing is like when we played Download, that was our first show back, and that was just insane.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like you're walking on stage and kind of like, am I going to be able to actually play? And am I going to remember how to be on stage? Because it's not a thing that you do in it like everyday life, is it?
No.
So yeah. But I think we're all round to go and bring the energy from the record to life in front of people, because that's where music should live, is in front of people.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're super looking forward to it.